Ain't nothing done in many places, but I'm Brooklyn's own. Cook up along where I'm from.
Greetings, everyone, from San Antonio. The Spurs playing host to a Western Conference affair here at the sold-out AT&T Center. We welcome you this Thursday evening as we get set for some exciting NBA action. On 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, and here with me tonight, Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke reporting from the sideline. Today's game finds the Grizzlies winding down their road trip.
This is a special matchup. I mean, we got here tonight. Two rival franchises. A lot of history between the two, and some bad blood. So let's just see how all this adds up in terms of drama.
And guys, I think if you ask them, as far as they're concerned, this game counts twice in the standings. I mean, it carries that kind of weight. It really holds that kind of significance for both of them.
And the starting group for the Grizzlies. We've got Sanders, Trevor Ariza out there with Zach Randolph. Then there's Rodney Stuckey, and it's Williams at the one spot. Now here's Williams. 5 on the clock. Memphis needs to get off a shot here. Randolph can't hit. Some solid numbers once again for Zach Randolph with Memphis last year. He just keeps plugging away, grinding out, no pun intended, chugging along and producing.
Yeah, 16 points, about 10.5 rebounds for Zebo. I mean, he's a classic power forward and always gives you the numbers, even though he still plays under the rim.
11 feet away. That doesn't go either for Randolph. Lynn dishes to Durant. Back to Lynn. Ariza brings the double.
And, you know, for Randolph, he's been in the league so long and still puts up double-double numbers. Averaged a double-double in 8 of his last 10 seasons. Remarkable.
So it's the Grizzlies now. Grizzlies have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Williams against Lynn. Randolph kicks to Williams. Connects, the jumper drops.
And for Zach Randolph, at his experience level, to put up 15 and 10 or better, the last player to do that back in 1999, so it's a rare feat.
Diaw with a wide open look. And that misses. That would have put him up. Williams with the ball. And it's Lynn picking him up. And it's going to be a 3-second call.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. It's Durant on the wing. Shot clock at 6. The drive by Green. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
Tell you what, he's not an easy guy to stop when he's got his sight on the rim.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
Did he just go chop there with that one-hand tomahawk slam?
Now here's Randolph. Back to Williams. From 20 feet out. Rebound, San Antonio.
I love the anticipation defensively there to get into the perfect spot.
Green passes to Lynn. Over in the corner, Diaw. Yes! And a nice assist from Lynn. Diaw's got himself on the board with 3 there. Picked by Randolph. Williams against Land. And Williams, here we go. Randolph kicks to Stuckey. The shot is off.
There's no getting around the simple fact that that's a shot he has to knock down.
Green with the ball. Williams picks him up. Diaw, the screen. Here's Lynn. No good. Good work defensively by Stuckey.
Well, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite fight his way through traffic.
Randolph a screen. The dish to Williams. Left side Ariza. Takes the 3. That's good.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
Diaw, the screen. Lynn kicks to Durant. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
The D cannot forget about him like that. He'll light you up big time.
Now Williams. They count on his contributions, currently providing 16.5 points a game. Here's Randolph. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
In a league that's becoming more and more pick and roll oriented, Zach Randolph is more of a throwback, if you will. I mean, he likes to back his man down and battle for those offensive rebounds.
And Zach Randolph drops them both. Oh, I love the power forward. Zach Randolph always seems to carve out space, the space he needs to play well.
Yeah, he's unorthodox but extremely gifted. A nice blend of physicality with high skill level, especially when you talk about shooting the ball.
Stuckey with it. And it's Lynn picking him up. And there's a whistle. That goes on Jeremy Lin. That is his first foul of the game.
Substitution.
Len's checked in for Sanders. Now here's Williams. Len a screen. Williams attacking. And Durant sends it back. Right side Lin. Uncovered. Darren Williams grabs the miss.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Yeah, come on now. You got to remember it's a team game. He's got 4 teammates out there with him. I don't think he needs to try to do it all by himself like that.
Now here's Randolph. Very solid contribution from him as he averages over 20 points a game. Lynn dishes to Durant. Kicks it to Diaw. Spurs working the ball around now. Diaw sets the pick for Durant. 4 on the clock. Memphis has gone 2 of 2 from three-point range here in the first quarter. So timeout called here. The first for Memphis.
Here we go, San Antonio.
Well, you knew something was amiss with Durant last year. They eventually shut him down for the entire season after he was injured, which was the safe thing to do, and Greg, the right thing to do.
Absolutely. When you have a franchise player trying to work back from injury, no need to try and get a few more games from him at the risk of derailing his career.
For Durant, KD did try to return last season, but that foot just wouldn't cooperate, and that's when they had to shut him down.
So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Olenek, he's checked in for Pachulia. Scola comes in for Boris Diaw. And Stevenson's checked in for Gerald Green. And Corey Joseph subbed in for Jeremy Lin. Memphis also making some changes. Josh Smith, he's checked in for Randolph. And it's Bellinelli in for Rodney Stuckey. Williams attacking. Shoots from the baseline. And too long on the shot.
One last thing with Durant's foot. Foot injuries can be a scary thing in the NBA. Along with knees, those are the injuries you don't want to risk anything with.
To the left wing. Bellinelli with the three. And another miss by Memphis. And here is Joseph. To the inside. And Trevor Ariza is going to pick up a foul here. That is his first foul of the game. Scola, a screen on Williams. 6 to shoot. Joseph, the pass to Stevenson. Shot to stop the drought. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
Shooting for San Antonio.
And Lance Stevenson really couldn't find minutes in Charlotte last season. Ended up sitting out a lot of games as a DNP CD. Not the start he wanted with the new team.
And for Stevenson, to his credit, he took the benching in stride. He knew he just wasn't a good fit at times.
Yeah, and his coach, Steve Clifford, was upfront about it, and I thought did a nice job handling that. Clifford said he wanted Stevenson as a Hornet, but just couldn't find a unit with which to make it work. That is up-tempo basketball at its best. So much easier to operate in the open court when a steal triggers the break.
And really, basketball is about rhythm, and that allows your offense to flow better. Now let's see if they can build on it and keep this lead.
Williams with a clean look. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Williams has got it all tied up now for the Grizzlies. And Joseph kicks to Olynyk. Durant dishes to Scola. And no good, trying to use the glass.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
It's Williams with the drive. Can't cash in from close range.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
Durant in the corner. Pass to Olynyk. Back to Durant. Dishes to Joseph. Right at the free throw line. The Grizzlies pull it in.
That's exactly how you have to defend him. He's a guy that the D needs to be aware of at all times.
Williams attacking. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket.
If they could end every possession with that shot, they'd be happy. 9 times out of 10, that's an easy layup for them.
Now here's Joseph. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Here's Olynyk. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. Now here's Williams. Defense is right there. He kicks it to Bellinelli. Here's Len. Rebound by Olynyk.
Boy, that's finishing the defense there. He made a good effort on that possession defensively and then closed it out with the rebound.
Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. And the Grizzlies with some changes. Barnes comes in for Trevor Ariza. And it's Larkin in for Darren Williams. 1:27 left in the first quarter of the game. Larkin, the pass to Barnes. Here's Smith. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Smith's got his first basket of the night.
Now that's where you like your shots to come from.
59 seconds left in the first quarter. 6 on the shot clock. And Joseph kicks to Scola. Shakes off the strong D and gets the bucket for 2. We'll see if they want to trade 2 for 1 here.
Got to time up that clock to do so.
Larkin dishes to Smith. Oh, and the dunk by Smith. Just floating to the rim on that slam.
Boy, when he gets up and stays up.
Man, you could clock his hang time with an hourglass.
Now, here's Joseph. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him.
They hold the early advantage on the glass.
Yeah, nothing major, not a huge advantage, but certainly a good sign for them going forward.
Outside Durant. And we've reached the end of the first. And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And taking a look at the Grizzlies' performance here, guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
The roof is up right now, guys. It's raining in here. A lot of threes through the first.
Hey, sometimes.
Well, it was the Memphis Grizzlies in their last game, a loss to the Rockets in Houston.
And the Spurs last season became the first franchise to hire a female assistant coach. A big step, not just for the Spurs, but really for all of the NBA.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the court for San Antonio, Jeremy Lin is out there with Lance Stevenson. Then it's McDermott. Then there's Boris Diaw. As Greg was talking about, the assistant that was hired was Becky Hammond, a phenomenal player for a very long time in the WNBA. And Clark, you know, you and I were talking about this before. She was a perfect candidate to become the first full-time female assistant.
Yeah, I agree with you, and it might not seem like that big a deal to some, but this was a big-time barrier breaker that the Spurs pulled off.
McDermott with it, picked up by Stuckey. Lin against Stuckey. And the shot is good. The Grizzly lead has been cut down to 3 on the bucket from Boris Diaw. Well, for Memphis, their last game a loss to the Rockets. Larkin kicks to Stuckey. Smith the pass to Stuckey. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. 6 points for Rodney Stuckey.
Back-to-back threes for him. The defense is slacking off a little.
You've got to respect that 3, or you'll give up points in a hurry.
Stevenson dishes to Diaw. Clock at 6. Stevenson drives it. Oh!
Man, he got fancy with that one, didn't he?
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open.
I tell you what, I like that, though, guys. Some coaches might not want you to make a play like that, but I tell you what, when you got the skills like that, I say go for it.
Smith's shot is good.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact that the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
Portis can't get it to go.
I still can't believe that one didn't fall.
Larkin kicks to Len. And the pass to Smith. Barnes dishes to Smith. And Smith gets double teamed. Out to Stuckey. Stuckey with another miss.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Pass to Diaw. Hits it from three-point range. Diaw's got 5 points now this quarter.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They've got to get more intense.
Larkin kicks to Stuckey. Glenn, a screen. To the middle. Snatched away. Here's Diaw. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
Looking at the game Diaw has been having, he has 8 points. He's picked up 6 points from behind the arc.
I love the rhythm his outside stroke has produced today.
Fellas, you look at Boris Diaw and say, my goodness, if he could just get in better shape, but he uses every bit of that significant backside of his to his advantage. Opponents can't get through him or around him, so he's making good use of the extra LBs.
Larkin kicks to Stuckey. Smith the pass to Larkin. Smith drives in, and he lays it straight in. Smith's got 8 points.
Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on it.
Lynn the pass to Portis. And he gets it to go.
Outstanding entry pass there. He knew exactly where to go with the ball.
Memphis leading. Here's Larkin. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Smith kicks to Barnes. Diaw against Smith. Oh, yes, he did. 5 up and 5 down for him so far.
And that's his strong suit, the ability to find his way through the D and finish at the rim.
Now here's Lynn. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. Feeds it to Stevenson. Diaw sets the pick for Stevenson. Lets it go. The shot is off. Now Memphis takes it the other way. Here's Larkin. Stuckey with it. Now guarded by Stevenson. Screened by Sanders. Larkin kicks to Stuckey. And the Grizzlies check on 2 more.
Wow, he was just wide open there. That's way too easy.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
And now, your Spurs.
And Rodney Stuckey, a combo guard out of Eastern Washington, played a big role for the Pacers a season ago.
You were as a starter and off the bench.
Yeah, really had his most efficient year scoring the ball to date. And more than his scoring and what he brought on the court, his presence in the locker room and professionalism. You talk to the people around the Pacers, he was a breath of fresh air on a team that has a number of fresh air guys.
A different look now for San Antonio. Pachulia, he's checked in for Portis. Carter comes in for McDermott, and it's Gerald Green in for Lance Stevenson. So Memphis going with almost an entire new group here. Zach Randolph's checked in for Smith. Reza comes in for Matt Barnes. Bellinelli, he's checked in for Rodney Stuckey. And it's Napier in for Shane Larkin. The Spurs need to get a shot off here. It's tipped. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. And the Grizzlies leading by 6. Guys, a potent offense right now.
Yeah, Kevin, really the offense is flowing quite nicely right now.
You know what, guys, and they're playing with a certain amount of assuredness in their game. That type of confidence is what leads teams to having success. Oh, tough D on the inside.
It sure was, Greg. No easy access to the basket when that fella's in the middle.
Lynn kicks to Diaw. Ariza with the rebound.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Randolph goes in, and Pachulia pulls it down. Pachulia's got his third rebound tonight. And Green slams it in.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a one-footer. Come on now.
And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. Now here's Lynn. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
That's his first personal foul.
And the hope for Jeremy Lin last season was that he'd take a step forward in his development, but it almost was the opposite in this play.
And that can happen. You don't always go a straight line north in your improvement in this league. He'd been on an upward swing as far as his shooting accuracy, but last season was the worst since his rookie year in that area.
Rodney Stuckey's checked in for Memphis. Williams comes in for Shabazz Napier. Williams kicks to Sanders. Here's the screen.
And the lead just grows on that ridiculous offensive sequence.
You know, Clark, that dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop.
Yeah, that just added more to it.
And you know, guys, right now, they're starting to flatline, just hanging on here for dear life.
Over in the corner, Diaw. Just 5 on the clock. To the inside. Sanders with the steal. And now here comes Williams leading the break. And the dunk by Sanders.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant. And this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there. Oh, he's just dangling from the rim after sending it through there.
You can see which team now has the swagger, Clark, right now.
Yeah, it's with them.
And guys, that swagger can backfire because you don't want to get your opponent a little too riled up.
San Antonio, please.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. Clark, looking around the league, there's no team that teams want to play less than the Memphis Grizzlies. They just wear you down.
Well, they play a physical brand of basketball. They play hard. Everybody's on the same page. And even if you beat the Grizzlies, they take a lot out of you in terms of how they try to wear you down.
Durant's checked in for the Spurs. Corey Joseph comes in for Jeremy Lin. Spurs trailed by 9.
And the Grizzlies played so well against all the other playoff teams. Part of it is that they just have a style that matches up well with anyone.
Green kicks to Diaw. And the rejection by Sanders. And they get it back. Shot clock at 3. There's the bucket. Good. Joseph's got his first points of the night.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening.
It really is, Clark. The defenders need to do a better job of closing those lanes to the hoop.
You know, that's the thing with the Memphis Grizzlies. I mean, there isn't a team that gives them too much trouble anywhere in the league. They're good at home and on the road. They're used to playing in tight, low-scoring games, and they create that situation with their deliberate style.
Ariza goes in. Randolph. And a missed layup.
He's yet to make an impact from the field, but his team is taking care of business.
They set the screen. Durant dishes to Green. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls.
He always knows where his teammate's going to be, and, Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it, right waiting for him.
Now, here's Randolph. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
I tell you what, you got to love his aggressiveness finishing inside like that.
Well, his leaping ability, Clark, gives him a great advantage.
And that's why they look to get him the ball around the rim. It's either a dunk or free throws every time.
Green, the pass to Dion. Back to Green. Dion sets the pick for Green. From 15 feet away, that one wide left.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Randolph a screen. Williams gets to Ariza. Randolph against Diaw. The 9-foot shot. Randolph can't hit.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Stuckey into the lane. Williams kicks to Stuckey. Memphis moving it around. Sanders inside. Goes up against Pachulia. Tipped away. Pachulia with the steal. Joseph with the ball. Outside, Green. Knocked loose. Stuckey outside. Ariza, right side. Williams fires. Basket made. That's his third of the game. He's 3 for 9 now. We've got 22 seconds left in the first half. Now Joseph. It's Durant on the wing. They need this one. And the rejection by Sanders. So we've reached the end of the first half of play. Grizzlies lead by 9. Live from the AT&T Center in San Antonio, you're watching 2K Sports. About to get going.
Smith playing very well. 10 points, and he's also been picking up some nice assists here and there, too.
And Clark, that needs to continue. When he has an opportunity to get an open teammate the ball, he has got to make that a priority.
All right, the second half beginning in just a moment. You look at Josh Smith in this game, I mean, he has been everywhere.
And he really just broke out the entire arsenal of post moves there in that first half.
And I think he might even have a few more tricks up his sleeve. I mean, he'll break them out as we start heading down the stretch. I'm sure of that.
Getting underway here in the second half. Here's the 5 for Dave Yeager. Here come Matt Barnes. Deron Williams out there with Rodney Stuckey. Then it's Alex Len. And it's Smith in at the 4.
You know, Dave Yeager, the coach for the Grizzlies, has really become a big-name coach quite quickly. You know, he's worked his way up the Memphis coaching ladder and has had a ton of success early on in his career.
Spurs trail by 9. Here's Joseph. That's good, and a nice assist from Durant. Durant's got 4 assists now tonight. It's Williams with the drive. Shot's good. Williams has got the lead up to 9 now for Memphis. Now here's Joseph. He's guarded by Williams. Green, the screen. Off the screen. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And, Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
Now here's Williams. He's got 8. Len, a screen. 4 on the clock. Takes a 3. San Antonio with the rebound. Pachulia's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Screen by Scola. Len grabs the board. Memphis leading by 7. Outside Williams. He dishes it to Smith. Back to Williams. Screen by Smith. Launches a 3. Another miss by Williams.
And they're 1 of 4 here to start the second half.
And stolen by Darren Williams. To the wing right side. And out of bounds as San Antonio gains possession.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Last game for the Spurs. They want to turn it around after the loss to the Clippers. Now here's Joseph. He's guarded by Williams. Joseph dishes to Scola. Just 4 to shoot. The 11-footer. And that's off the glass and in. Scola's got 6.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
That's got to be job number 1 right now. Nothing easy on the inside.
Back to Barnes. The feet to Len. Memphis moving that ball around. And good on the basket. Book it. And that's now 11 points for Rodney Stuckey. Now here's Joseph. He's guarded closely. Pass to Scola. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Josh Smith. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. And Joseph kicks to Durant. And the shot no good, a bit short.
Boy, I tell you what, the complexion of this game would be completely different if he'd shot the ball anything like he's capable of.
Now here's Williams. 8 points for him. And that basket pushes the lead to double digits. And now a 10-point Grizzly lead.
I love the killer instinct he shows right there, exploding to the rim to add to the lead.
And watching Matt Barnes, he will do all the dirty work for you. He's an instigator, he's an agitator, and he's a team player, I think, at the core. And everywhere he's gone, you know, and he's played for a lot of teams, Greg, he's had that role.
It's a great point. I call him a glue guy. You know, he's not someone who's going to be a volume scorer or a smooth playmaker, but the game really is built on grit, diving for loose balls, taking charges, making hard fouls, you know, whatever it takes to help his team win. I like that line, antagonist. That's a very good way to describe him.
Even though he isn't having the best of games from the floor, it hasn't seemed to hurt him.
The drive by Green. Pachulia kicks to Durant. Shot clock at 6. Fades away. And that one's good. Durant's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
For Matt Barnes, I really felt last season was one of his best. He was the Tony Allen type defensive guy for Doc Rivers' team, and a career low in turnovers.
Now a timeout called by Memphis.
And I know if I were starting a club, Matt Barnes is the type of guy I would immediately look for. He's that tricky enforcer who has just enough skill to hurt you with his game. So him, in my book, equals winner.
So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Olynyk, he's checked in for Pachulia. Diaw comes in for Luis Scola. Lance Stevenson's checked in for Gerald Green. And it's Jeremy Lin in for Corey Joseph. The Grizzlies also changing it up. Larry Sanders is checked in for Len. Bellinelli comes in for Rodney Stuckey. And Shane Larkin subbed in for Williams. Here's Bellinelli. Right wing. To the left side wing. Stolen by Stevenson. Here's Lin. That's good, and a nice assist from Durant. Durant's got his 5th assist in this one.
Superb assist there. He played the role of the maestro on that one.
Here's Larkin. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Shot clock at 5. Goes up the baseline. Sanders' shot is off. Spurs trailed by 6. And Durant, here we go. Again, Durant missing.
And he's really trying to get them back into it, but the results just have not been there.
Screen by Sanders. Now the dish to Bellinelli. And again, Memphis no good. For San Antonio, they've gone just a bit under 50% from the field since halftime, 5 out of 11. Here's the floater. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
And one thing that everybody loves about Coach Pop is his frankness. You get a taste of it in interviews, but he's as honest and straightforward with you as he is with anybody else.
And Memphis making a change here. Randolph has checked in. Well, you've got Greg Popovich, and I think he puts this at times grumpy demeanor in a more of a spotlight. He's playing along, as we all know, with the sideline reporters. He knows, Greg, you know this firsthand, when to turn it on, when to turn it off. He can be as compassionate a person, Clark, that you and I have ever been around.
Yeah, he's competitive, but he understands that we're all human, and he treats people the right way all the time.
Spurs trail by 5. Lin kicks to Diaw. It's Durant with the drive. Uses both hands to slam it down.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
Here's Randolph. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. They get Boris Diaw.
Gotta admire Boris Diaw. I mean, he's found a way to kind of reform his game as he's gotten older. I mean, so different than when he was new to the league.
Trevor Ariza's checked in for Matt Barnes. Diaw lost his athleticism and is a slower player than before. You could argue he's more productive now, though, Clark, than ever.
Well, his game was always on the ground in my mind. He's highly skilled. He's much more cerebral on the floor than given credit. I mean, I think he is really a difficult matchup because he's crafty, he's tough, and he's experienced and skilled.
Larkin kicks to Randolph. That's good. Randolph's got 7.
And that's what the pump fake's there for. Get your man off his feet and drive right around it.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated. Yeah, saw some things that just weren't working for them and wants to make some adjustments.
Yeah, and no reason to wait around to do that, Greg. I mean, might as well make those adjustments right away.
He's checked in for Olynyk, and it's Carter in for Durant. The Grizzlies also making a change. Rodney Stuckey's checked in for Bellinelli. Diaw, the screen. That drive by Carter. And the basket by Diaw.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Here's Randolph, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two. And for those younger folks who might not be familiar, go online and look at some old clips of Vince Carter. In his prime, Clark, one of the great dunkers the league has ever seen.
And for my money, the greatest game dunk in pro basketball history belongs to him. With Team USA back in 2000, jumped over a 7-2 center and punched it on it. Hard to top that.
In the corner, it's Stevenson. He feeds it to Lynn. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
And those are the kinds of mistakes that are magnified when we're talking about a game down the stretch. And you think back to Vince Carter starting his career with the Raptors, an 8-time All-Star, 2-time All-NBA selection, and he really introduced Canada to the NBA game.
Larkin, the pass to Sanders. An easy layup after coming off the pick. Sanders has got 6 points.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
Lynn dishes to Stevenson. Over in the corner, Diaw to tie, and Sanders pulls it down. Sanders has got 4 rebounds in this game.
And for Vince Carter, a superstar in his prime when he was with the Raptors, and his departure left some bad feelings there, no doubt. But, you know, you think back to last season, though, in Toronto, they played a video tribute which brought Vince to tears. I mean, that was nice to see the reconciliation.
And the basket by Diaw.
And finally, they fought themselves back to even the score. We've got a new ball game here now.
And really, all the momentum is theirs, making such a strong comeback. So I think you've got to really feel good about their chances the rest of the way.
Here's Randolph. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. The Grizzlies shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight. And he knocks down the first one.
So far in the game for Randolph, he's got 8 points, and 4 of his points have come at the foul line. He's made the most of those opportunities.
And you can't undervalue the importance of that. Many times a game comes down to which team wins the free throw battle.
They set the pick. Pachulia kicks to Stevenson. For the lead. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. Stevenson's got his second basket of the game.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
Kicks it to Ariza. Pass to Sanders. Here's Larkin. The Grizzlies with another miss.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. It's the Spurs. They lead by 1. Live from the AT&T Center in San Antonio, you're watching 2K Sports. Welcome back as we get rolling once more. The fourth quarter right ahead in what's been a very well-contested game. And here is Williams. Carter is out there with Boris Diaw. Then it's Lance Stevenson. Then it's Jeremy Lin. And it's Pachulia in at the 5 down low. That's the San Antonio 5.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Yeah, still close, but with their tough play on the boards, we're certainly seeing the effort.
Clock at 6. Plenty of daylight on that shot. Diaw's got the lead up to 3 now for the Spurs.
It seems like they found their rhythm offensively, and they're shooting the ball much better out of the break.
Hey, I don't know if it was changing baskets or what, guys, but they clearly look a lot better offensively.
Loose D here. Critical stretch. I mean, you better off sending them to the free throw lines than to have them get that good a look.
Now here's Lynn. They set the pick. It's stolen by Ariza. And the dunk by Smith.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum.
San Antonio calls timeout. Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Guys, thank you. I got a chance to hear what Greg Popovich was saying to his team. He told his team to keep looking for three-point opportunities, saying their perimeter defense isn't doing a good job getting out on our shooters. So let's keep firing away until they decide to guard us.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Portis, he's checked in for Pachulia. Scola comes in for Boris Diaw. Durant's checked in for Vince Carter. And it's Green in for Lance Stevenson.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Here's Scola. And that'll be San Antonio as it goes out of bounds. Spurs retain possession. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Inside. It's taken away by Smith. And now the Grizzlies. Fast break. Dishes to Williams. Six to shoot. Back to Ariza. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. Spurs trail by 3. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something. You're right. Now here's Lynn. Outside Durant. Three-pointer. That doesn't go either for Durant. Memphis leading by 3. Williams against Lynn. Here's Sanders. Off target at the rim. The Spurs have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter.
Not sure if he just ran out of gas or what, Kevin, but he's been awful ever since the second half started. Not even been effective.
Outside Ariza. He kicks to Sanders. Memphis moving it around. Williams passes to Smith. Here's Ariza. No good from outside. The Spurs shooting for the game at 42%. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
Now here's Green. There's the pass to Durant. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over.
Yeah, you've got to avoid those kinds of turnovers.
Yeah, mistakes like that derail any team.
Memphis leading by 3. Smith with a screen on Lynn. Smith kicks to Williams. And again, Memphis no good.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down.
Oh!
Talk about putting something extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, Clark, you know, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space.
I'm startled that he would even try something like.
And for Gerald Green, another productive year last season coming off the bench. Though it was a smaller role, a small step back from the season before when he started over half the games for the Suns.
Well, there was a log jam in Phoenix at the wing position last season. He certainly matured, though, as he never complained about not starting, just went out and did his job.
Timeout called, the Grizzlies.
For Gerald Green, it's hard to not think about the star that could have been. The 18th pick in the 2005 draft, right out of high school. It was basically athleticism and upside in his game then. He's finally made it in the NBA now, but has improved with skills and guile in place of explosiveness.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. Kelly Olynyk comes in for Fortis, and it's Joseph in for Jeremy Lin.
Defensively, they can't afford to back off of him that much. You don't want to be giving up easy threes, especially at this stage of the game.
Now, here's Joseph. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And talking about Gerald Green, it seems like he's been in the league forever. But he was only 29 years old last season. By and large, he's avoided major injuries, so he's still got plenty of tread left on those tires if he wants to keep going at it for a little while longer.
Second free throw, no good. And the Grizzlies leading by 4. Outside Williams. There's the pick. Pass to Randolph. Williams kicks to Randolph. Shoots from 12. Rebounded by the Spurs. Green's got 6 rebounds now in the game. On the wing, Green. Feeds it to Joseph. Screen by Scola. Shoots from the elbow. And the shot falls short this time.
He's gotten a lot of individual defensive attention all game long, and I think it's really bothered him and thrown him off.
Glenn, a screen. Williams attacking. Kicks it out to Ariza. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
Well, that's a great pass by Darren Williams.
Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for Memphis.
We've seen them make the extra effort from a defensive standpoint, closing out airspace and sending shots back.
You know, one other area they're doing well in is steals. I mean, they've knocked the ball loose a number of times and been able to track it down after the fact.
And it's Memphis on the break. Williams leading the charge.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
San Antonio calls timeout.
And now, your Spurs.
Piling up.
Yeah, it's almost difficult to watch considering how good he was when he was healthy. I mean, you're talking about one of the most explosive players in the game over the last decade at the point guard spot. But the injuries, hard to overcome.
And the Grizzlies with some changes. Larry Sanders is checked in for Len. Stuckey comes in for Trevor Ariza. And it's Larkin in for Williams.
And guys, for Darren Williams last season, all those injuries finally affected his shooting. 39% from the field last year, the second lowest mark of his career, and he just couldn't create space or elevate to get the clean looks he had grown accustomed to.
And with that shot, the Grizzly lead is cut down now to just 7 on the bucket for Scola. Here's Larkin. He dishes it to Randolph. Poked loose. And oh, here we go. Joseph's got it. The fast break chance. Oh, that's blocked.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
Stuckey dishes to Randolph. Up off the screen. And fouled as he went up to the dunk. Good aggressive move, and he'll shoot 2.
And, you know, talking about Darren Williams, last year wasn't all bad. I mean, nearly 7 assists a game, 3.5 rebounds, a steal. Not the stocking stuffer he used to be, but he still battled and still contributed. He's been having a tough game from the free throw line, but finally he gets it done.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Grizzlies will take it.
Man, I don't know what happened right there. He just basically walked out of bounds.
And here are the Grizzlies. They're on a 16-4 run right now. Larkin, the pass to Randolph. And a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
Now, here's Joseph. The feed to Durant. Just 5 on the clock. Pulls up, high post. Once again off the mark by San Antonio.
I think it's going to be tough for them to trim this deficit if he keeps missing those kinds of shots, Kevin. I mean, they need his points.
Here's Randolph. Pops loose off the pick and hammers it home.
Yeah, good-looking bounce pass to set up that one.
Now, here's Joseph. Olynyk sets a screen for Green. Olynyk can't hit. And the Grizzlies leading by 13. Here's Larkin. There's the feed to Randolph. No one near him. San Antonio's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. Green kicks to Joseph. And it's Rodney Stuckey with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal.
McDermott's checked in for Durant.
Substitution Spurs. Doug McDermott.
Olynyk sets a screen for Joseph. Right wing. Shot clock at 6. Here's Scola. Another miss, and they desperately need a bucket.
Now that's terrific defense at the rim. Got right in his path.
And you know they'll be conscious of him next time they take it inside, too. I mean, that's what really good defenders do. They make you think about their presence.
Here's Larkin. Shot is off. Now San Antonio takes it the other way. Pass to McDermott.
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
The dish to Joseph. He feeds it to McDermott. Shoots the 3. It's rebounded by Memphis. .141 left in the 4th. Sanders high post. Larkin dishes to Stuckey. Barnes passes to Randolph. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. That one on Olynyk.
Boy, you have to like how he's challenging the defense now in the second half. Getting to the line for a lot of free throw opportunities.
The free throw drops for Zach Randolph.
They're really doing a good job working hard to get inside and draw contact, a little more so than they did in the first half.
And defensively, if you're trying to battle back, you can't keep sending them to the line.
Alex Len's checked in for the Grizzlies.
It's still pretty early to judge, but so far the 2014 draft class has lived up to the hype. The top guys were as good as promised, and a lot of talent down later in the draft as well.
Timeout called, the Grizzlies. They're leading by 12. We've got 1:13 left in the game.
And the thing with Kelly Olynyk, he does some stuff that really helps you, and some also that will hurt. I mean, he's highly skilled. He's got the deep range, textbook positioning in terms of the post. A lot of tricky moves down there, yet he has a hard time being effective against great athletes, which the NBA is filled with. So he's going to have to evolve as a basketball player if he wants to be effective.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. Portis, who's checked in for Scola. And Stevenson comes in for Gerald Green. And it's Jeremy Lin in for Corey Joseph.
And these are the types of games where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight, it will be a win by a large margin for the Grizzlies.
Their superior ball handling. Won it for him here, Clark.
Well, Kevin, when you squeeze the orange, you get more shot opportunities, and that's always a good thing.
And an important milestone for them tonight as they pick up win number 10.
Just a quality win, and you look at the box score and some really good numbers for Darren Williams. A big part of their success was his ability to keep the ball moving, finding guys when they would flash open.
Stevenson passes to Portis. Off the mark with the outside fadeaway. Here's Napier. So no problem for Memphis as they get the win. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up at the finish.
And that about